This is a time-sensitive transmission for September 2nd. If you have found this video today, it is not by chance. It is a synchronicity of the highest order. It is the universe confirming that you are one of the ones who is beginning to perceive the new signals. If you have been feeling a strange shift in your reality since the great energetic alignments of August, if the world seems a little less solid, and if you are noticing unusual coincidences that your logical mind cannot explain, you are not imagining it. The universe is sending you a direct confirmation of your status as a chosen one. But to understand this confirmation, you must first realize that the language of the universe has changed. For years on your spiritual path, you were trained to look for certain signs, repeating numbers on a clock, a feather on your path, a specific animal crossing your way. These were the universe's kindergarten language, a simple, beautiful picture book to let you know you were on the right path. But after the profound activations of this year, you have graduated from kindergarten. You are no longer a beginner learning the alphabet of spirit. You are an advanced soul, and you are now being taught to perceive a more sophisticated and powerful language. The old signs are fading because you are now ready for something more direct. You are ready to perceive the very fabric of reality shifting. You are ready to witness the quantum signs, and to understand them, we must first attune ourselves to the new language of the universe. The new language is not one of static symbols. It is a language of dynamic frequencies. It is not about seeing a sign out there. It is about feeling a shift in here. The great shift is that the signs are no longer just external events. The signs are now the strange, new experiences happening within your own perception, within your own body, within your own consciousness. The 5 quantum signs we will discuss today are not just messages from the universe. They are proof that you are becoming a quantum being, capable of perceiving reality on a much deeper level. They are the confirmation that your awakening has reached a new, irreversible stage. They are your diploma from the old world. So, let us begin the great work of decoding this new, sacred language. Let us explore the first of these signs, a phenomenon you may already be experiencing without understanding its profound significance. We must now speak of the strange, new sounds of reality in what is called the auditory glitch. We have established that the universe is now speaking to you in a new, more sophisticated language. It is a language of frequency, perceived not by the logical mind, but by your newly calibrated energetic senses. It is a language that confirms your status as a chosen one, a soul whose perception is expanding beyond the 5 senses. Let us now explore the first and most common of these new transmissions. It is a sign that you will perceive, not with your eyes, but with your ears. It is a phenomenon that your mind will try to dismiss as a medical issue or a trick of the imagination, but your soul will recognize its true, cosmic origin. We must now speak of the first great confirmation, the quantum sign of the auditory glitch. You may have already been experiencing this, perhaps for weeks or even months, without understanding its profound significance. It happens in a moment of quiet. You are reading, or meditating, or about to fall asleep, and suddenly, a high-frequency tone appears in one or both of your ears. It is not the dull ringing of tinnitus. It feels different. It feels clean, crystalline, almost mathematical. It can be a high-pitched steady hum, or a series of complex, bell-like tones. It arrives without warning, stays for a few seconds or a few minutes, and then vanishes just as mysteriously as it came. At other times, it may manifest as phantom music. You will be in a completely silent room, yet you will faintly hear the most beautiful, ethereal, orchestral music. It is a melody you have never heard before, seemingly composed by angels, playing just on the very edge of your hearing. Or perhaps you will hear what sounds like a distant, unintelligible conversation, the gentle murmur of a crowd, or a far-off radio station broadcasting in a language you do not understand. Your logical mind will immediately rush in to provide a mundane explanation. It's just tinnitus. My ears are ringing. It's my imagination. The neighbor must have left their television on, and sometimes, on the old earth, it might have been right. But for you, chosen soul, in this new, highly tuned, energetic reality, these sounds are almost always something more. They are your first, undeniable proof that your awakening is quantum. You must understand this. Your auditory system, both the physical apparatus of your ears and its energetic etheric counterpart, is undergoing a massive upgrade. It is being recalibrated to perceive frequencies that exist just outside the normal, incredibly narrow band of human hearing. You are not hearing things that are not there. You are, for the first time, beginning to hear the things that are always there. The high-pitched tone is the most profound of these. This is often your consciousness perceiving a frequency shift in real time. It is the sound of your own being leveling up. It is the audible signal of a light code download, being integrated into your energy field from a cosmic event, like a solar flare or a planetary alignment. Different tones can even signify different messages. A specific frequency may be a ping from your spirit guides, letting you know they are near. Another may be the sound of a planetary alignment, your body literally hearing the music of the spheres. The phantom celestial music is your consciousness momentarily tuning into the background frequency of the cosmos itself. Ancient mystics and philosophers like Pythagoras spoke of the musica universalis, the harmony of the spheres. They believed that the movement of celestial bodies created a form of music inaudible to the ordinary human ear. What you are hearing is not an illusion. It is a momentary glimpse into this divine, cosmic symphony. It is the sound of creation itself, and the distant, muffled voices. This is your consciousness, now existing in a more fluid quantum state, beginning to perceive bleed-through from parallel realities and other dimensions. The veil between worlds is thinning for you, and you are starting to overhear the energetic static of timelines and realities that exist right alongside our own. So, what is your role when you experience these auditory glitches? The instruction is not to analyze, not to try and decipher the sounds like a code. The work is much simpler and much more profound. When you hear these sounds, you are to simply pause, take a breath, and acknowledge them in your heart with a sense of gentle curiosity and gratitude. Treat it as a confirmation. It is the universe's way of letting you know that your divine receiver is online, that it is being calibrated, and that you are successfully beginning to tune into a more magnificent and magical reality. You are learning to hear the whispers of the cosmos. This new hearing is the first great sign. It is proof that your senses are expanding beyond the purely physical. But the universe is not just speaking to your ears. In its new language, it is also speaking directly to your heart. And in our next chapter, we will explore the second and perhaps most prescient of the quantum signs, the emotional echo. You are learning to hear the whispers of the cosmos through the static of the old world. Your sense of hearing is expanding beyond the physical, beginning to register the subtle frequencies of a much grander reality. But the new language of the universe is not only heard, it is felt. The next great confirmation of your quantum awakening will arrive, not as a sound in your ears, but as a wave in the ocean of your heart. We must now explore the second, and perhaps the most prescient, of the quantum signs. It is a strange and powerful phenomenon that proves your connection to the very fabric of time is changing. This is the sign of the emotional echo. The experience is as subtle as it is profound. You will be going about your day, perhaps feeling perfectly neutral and calm, and then, for no logical reason, a powerful and pure wave of an emotion will wash over you. It may be an inexplicable, profound sadness that suddenly brings you to the verge of tears. Or it could be a sudden, radiant, almost manic burst of joy and excitement that makes your heart race with anticipation. Your logical mind will immediately scramble to find a cause for this feeling. What am I sad about? Nothing bad has happened. Why am I so suddenly happy? Nothing good has happened yet. The mind finds no trigger in your immediate environment, and so it dismisses the feeling as irrational, a hormonal fluctuation, or simply a mood. And then, a few minutes, or perhaps an hour or two later, an external event occurs in your physical reality that perfectly matches the emotion you just felt out of nowhere. You receive a phone call with a piece of sad news about a loved one, and you realize the sadness you felt earlier was a prelude. Or you open an email containing a wonderful, unexpected opportunity, and you realize the sudden joy was its herald. The event is the source of the emotion, but you received the emotional echo of it before it arrived in your linear timeline. Your mind, once again, will try to label this a coincidence. It will rationalize it as you being in a mood and then using confirmation bias to connect it to a later event. But for you, chosen soul, whose senses are now becoming quantumly tuned, this is no coincidence. It is a stunning demonstration of a profound universal law and proof of your evolving perception. To understand this, you must grasp two principles of your new reality. First, as we have discussed, time is not a straight line. The past, present, and future all exist simultaneously in the great now of the quantum field. A future event is not a distant point you are traveling towards. It is a strong, potent vibration that already exists as a completed reality in a parallel dimension. Second, your heart generates a powerful electromagnetic field. This is a scientific fact. For an awakened soul, this auric field around the heart becomes a highly sensitive quantum antenna. It is your primary organ of perception, far more powerful than your brain. Your mind is a processor of linear time. Your heart is a perceiver of the quantum now. So what is happening during an emotional echo? Your heart's quantum field, your great antenna, is able to feel the energetic splash of a significant probable future event before your linear mind perceives that event happening in your 3D reality. The emotion is the first ripple from that event to reach you across the ocean of time. You are not predicting the future. You are feeling the present moment of a parallel reality that is about to intersect with your own. This is a form of precognitive empathy. It is an incredible gift. When you experience an emotional echo, your work is to trust it, without question. Do not let your mind dismiss it. Acknowledge the feeling. Simply say to yourself, I am receiving an energetic preview from the universe. I will be present and aware. If it is a feeling of joy, it is your soul telling you to prepare for a gift. It is a sign to open your arms to receive. If it is a feeling of sadness or dread, it is not a curse. It is a profound act of love from your higher self. It is giving you a gentle pre-warning, allowing your nervous system to process the emotion in advance, so that when the news arrives, it does not come as a shattering shock, but as a confirmation of what your soul already knew. You are learning to hear the whispers of the cosmos with your ears, and now, to feel the echoes of the future with your heart. Your senses are beginning to transcend the limits of linear time, but the quantum shift does not stop there. It is now beginning to affect your most fundamental sense, the one you trust to tell you what is real and what is not, your sight. In our next chapter, we will explore the third quantum sign, the strange and beautiful phenomenon of the physical shimmer. You are learning to hear the whispers of the cosmos with your ears, and to feel the echoes of the future with your heart. Your inner senses are awakening, proving that your consciousness is beginning to operate beyond the known limits of the third dimension. But the quantum shift does not stop there. It now begins to alter the very lens through which you perceive the real world. The sense you trust above all others to tell you what is solid and what is illusion. We must now speak of the third, and most reality-bending, of the quantum signs. A sign that proves the world is not what it appears to be. This is the phenomenon of the physical shimmer. Like the other signs, it begins with a subtlety that is easy to dismiss. It often happens in your peripheral vision. You will be looking straight ahead, focused on a task, and you will catch a glimpse of a common object to your cider table, a plant in the corner, a tree outside your window, and for a fraction of a second, that object will appear to shimmer, to vibrate with an inner light, or to be surrounded by a strange, ethereal, almost watery halo. You will turn your head to look at it directly, and it will be perfectly solid and normal again. At other times, the experience is more direct. You might be staring at a solid object, and for a fleeting, breathtaking moment, it will appear to become symmetrical. You will feel as though you can almost see the wall or the space through the object. The illusion of its solidity will waver, like a projection on a screen that is flickering. You may even begin to see the very air around you. It may look like the shimmering heat waves you see above a hot road, even on a cold day. Or you may perceive it as millions of tiny, glittering particles of light, like a vibrant, conscious static filling all of empty space. Your logical mind, the faithful guardian of your 3D reality, will immediately rush in with a host of mundane explanations. My eyes are tired. It's just a trick of the light. I have an eye floater. I need to make an appointment with an optometrist. And while you should always care for your physical health, your soul, in these moments, is whispering a deeper truth to you. It is whispering that what you are experiencing is not a flaw in your eyes, but the beginning of a profound upgrade in your vision. To understand this, you must grasp a fundamental principle that modern quantum physics has now proven, a truth that ancient mystics have known for millennia. There is no such thing as solid matter. Everything you perceive as solid, your body, the chair you are sitting on, the walls of your room, is, at its most fundamental level, 99.999% empty space. It is composed of atoms, which are themselves just vortices of energy, vibrating at a specific frequency. The only thing that makes an object feel solid is the density and speed of that vibration, and the way our biological senses are programmed to interpret it. The human eye is a magnificent instrument. but it is an instrument that was designed and calibrated to perceive only a very narrow, safe slice of reality. It is programmed to see the illusion of solidity so that we can navigate this physical world without falling through the floor. Your quantum awakening is upgrading this biological instrument. Your consciousness is beginning to deprogram your sight from these deep 3D limitations. You are starting to perceive things as they truly are, not as solid, separate objects, but as vibrant, shimmering fields of pure energy. This is why the phenomenon so often begins in your peripheral vision. Your direct, focused sight is deeply connected to your logical, analytical left brain. It is heavily programmed. Your peripheral vision, however, is more connected to your intuitive, holistic, creative right brain. It is less filtered. It is through this less guarded portal of your peripheral sight that your new, higher perception can first break through the old programming. Think of your 3D reality as a high-definition movie being projected onto a screen. Before your awakening, you were completely engrossed in the story, believing the characters and the scenery were absolutely real. Now, your consciousness has evolved to the point where you are beginning to see the flicker of the projector. You are becoming aware of the light and the mechanism that creates the illusion. The physical shimmer is you seeing the pixels of the matrix for the very first time. So, when you see the world shimmer, do not be afraid. Celebrate. You are not hallucinating. You are beginning to see the truth. Your hearing is transcending the physical. Your heart is transcending the linear. And now, your sight is transcending the solid. But there is one final, great construct of the old reality that your awakening is now beginning to dissolve. It is perhaps the most fundamental prison of all, the prison of time. In our next chapter, we will explore the fourth quantum sign, the strange and liberating phenomenon of time distortion. You are learning to hear the cosmos with your ears, to feel the future with your heart, and to see the energy of the world with your eyes. Your senses are being reborn into a quantum reality, transcending the old, dense limitations of the third dimension. But there is one final, great construct of the old world that your awakening is now beginning to dissolve. It is perhaps the most fundamental and most invisible prison of all. We must now speak of the fourth quantum sign, a sign that proves you are truly beginning to operate outside of the matrix. This is the strange and liberating phenomenon of time distortion. You have undoubtedly been feeling this. It may be the most confusing sign of all. You'll first notice it as time acceleration. The clock on the wall and the calendar in your phone still seem to move at their normal pace, but your inner perception of time has begun to warp. Days bleed into one another. A week can pass in what feels like a long weekend. You will find yourself saying, "Wasn't it just Monday?" on a Friday afternoon, with a genuine sense of shock. This is not just a symptom of a busy life. This is a profound energetic phenomenon. Conversely, you will experience moments of time dilation, where time seems to slow down to a crawl, or even stop altogether, in a moment of deep presence while watching a sunset, or looking into the eyes of a person you love, or simply observing a leaf fall from a tree. An entire eternity seems to exist within a single second. The frantic rush of the world fades away, and you are left in a vast, peaceful, and timeless now. And perhaps, strangest of all, is the experience of missing time. You will be performing a mundane task, driving a familiar route, working on your computer, or simply sitting in a chair. You will blink, and suddenly, you will look at the clock and realize that an hour, or even several hours, have passed that you simply cannot account for. It is not that you fell asleep and forgot. You were conscious, but you were, for all intents and purposes, elsewhere. Your logical mind will struggle profoundly with these experiences. It will tell you that you are just getting older, and that's why time feels faster. It will tell you that you were just zoning out or daydreaming. It will tell you that you are becoming forgetful. It will try to fit this profound, multidimensional experience into its small, 3D box of mundane explanations. But your soul knows the truth. To understand what is happening, you must grasp this fundamental principle. Linear time is not a law of the universe. It is a local software program. Linear time, the neat, orderly, and unchangeable progression of past, present, and future, is a construct that exists only within the 3D matrix reality. It was created to provide a stable, simplified structure for souls to experience the lessons of cause and effect. Your soul, your true, infinite consciousness, does not exist in linear time. It exists in the eternal now, a state where all moments past, present, and future are accessible at once. Your quantum awakening is the process of your consciousness beginning to unplug from the linear time software of the matrix and return to its natural, non-linear, sovereign state. The strange time distortions you are feeling are the glitches that occurred during this great unplugging. The feeling of time acceleration is a sign that your consciousness is now spending more of its focus and energy in the higher 5D frequencies, where time is much more fluid and operates at a higher vibration. You are beginning to live more on soul time than on clock time. The moments where time slows down or stops are moments where you are fully and completely anchored in the eternal now of 5D consciousness. These are sacred moments. They are glimpses of the state of being that is your ultimate destination. And the periods of missing time, you are not losing your memory. In those moments, your consciousness was so fully engaged in a high-level spiritual activity in another dimension that it did not bother to record the mundane 3D experience. You may have been receiving a massive light code download, performing timeline healing work for your ancestors, or attending a strategy session with your spirit guides. You were not gone. You were simply at work in a reality your ego has no access to. So, when you experience these distortions, do not be alarmed. Recognize them as the profound signs that they are. Your very relationship with time is being reborn. You are breaking free from the final and most fundamental prison of the old matrix. You are hearing the cosmos, feeling the future, seeing the energy, and now, stepping outside of time itself. But there is one final sign. It is not a strange internal experience like the others. It is a beautiful, external reflection that confirms all of this work is real. In our final chapter, we will explore the fifth and most rewarding quantum sign, the sovereign reflection. The evidence of your quantum awakening is now undeniable. You are learning to hear the frequencies of the cosmos, to feel the echoes of the future, to see the energy that makes up our world, and to step outside of the prison of linear time. These are the profound and sacred shifts happening within you. But the universe, in its infinite grace and wisdom, knows that the human mind, for all its new abilities, still craves external validation. It knows that to fully accept a transformation this profound, we need to see it reflected in the world around us. And so, it gives you a final, glorious sign. This sign is not a strange, internal experience. It is a beautiful, undeniable, external reflection that confirms all of your inner work is real. We now arrive at the fifth and most rewarding of the quantum signs, the sovereign reflection. After you have begun to integrate the first four signs, after your frequency has stabilized at a new, higher level, the sovereign mirror of reality must, by law, begin to show you a new reflection. You will start to notice that the world and the people in it are beginning to treat you differently, in subtle but powerful ways. This will first appear in the form of unprompted kindness from strangers. People will smile at you for no reason as you walk down the street. Customer service workers will be unusually kind and helpful. People will hold doors open for you, let you go ahead of them in line, and offer you small gifts or opportunities seemingly out of the blue. This is not random luck. This is the human energy field subconsciously recognizing the coherence, peace, and high frequency of your aura. Your calm is a bomb to their chaotic inner worlds, and they are unconsciously drawn to it and reflect kindness back at you. Next, you will notice this reflection in nature and with animals. This is a beautiful and pure confirmation. Animals, which operate on pure instinct and energetic sensitivity, will be drawn to your calm, sovereign field. A shy cat may suddenly approach you. A dog may rest its head on your lap. A butterfly may land on your hand. Birds may seem to sing more brightly when you are near. This is nature in its divine intelligence, recognizing you as a safe harbor, as a being who is in harmony with the natural law of the cosmos. And finally, the most powerful and telling of these reflections, people will unconsciously begin to seek your guidance. This can be startling at first. Colleagues, acquaintances, even family members who previously dismissed your views will suddenly start sharing their problems with you. They will ask for your advice. They will want to know your secret to remaining so calm. They will simply want to be in your presence because it makes them feel better. You must understand, they are not drawn to your personality or your words. They are drawn to your frequency. On a soul level, they feel the stability and integrity of your energetic field. In a world of chaos, you have become an anchor of coherence, a lighthouse of sanity. Their soul is unconsciously seeking out your field to help it remember its own state of peace. This is the ultimate confirmation that you have passed your tests and have graduated into the role of an energetic stabilizer for the collective. Conclusion: welcome to your quantum self, so you see the full, magnificent picture. The auditory glitch, proving your hearing is becoming multidimensional. The emotional echo, proving your heart is transcending time. The physical shimmer, proving your sight is piercing the illusion of matter. The time distortion, proving your consciousness is breaking free from the matrix. And finally, the sovereign reflection, proving that the entire world is now beginning to recognize and mirror back to you your new, divine state of being. You are no longer guessing. You are no longer hoping. You now have the irrefutable proof, both internal and external, that you are a chosen one. Your quantum awakening is not a future event you are striving for. It is your present, lived reality. You are a new being, living in a new world, operating by a new and more magical set of cosmic laws. Embrace these signs. Celebrate them. They are your divine confirmation, your diploma from the old world. You are on the right path. You are exactly where you need to be. Welcome home to your true quantum self. Thank you for taking this profound journey of discovery. If this message has confirmed the truth of your own experience, I invite you to subscribe so that we may continue to explore this new reality together. Your greatest adventure is only just beginning.